Good afternoon from the homesteading grandparents. Today is January the 26th of 2021. And you can see what I've got on my mind. Tomatoes. We planted these seedlings a couple of weeks ago or so, and they are looking really nice. They could use a little water right now, but overall they're looking really good. Normally I'll just plant one variety, usually a celebrity, and that will be our tomato crop. We depend on that one variety. But this year I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. I planted 8 different varieties. Here we have some Celebration, Homestead, some Cherokee Purple, and then behind me on my little bench we've got Beefsteak, Super Beefsteak, Romas, Marglobe, there's another one, I think Super Rainbow maybe is the variety. But we're going to try a few different varieties this year and just do some experimenting. And that's what I've got here in front of me right now is normally I'll take them straight from the little container here, the grow pot, and we'll go straight to the garden with them. But like I said, it's still early January, and normally we'll have some cooler weather, even maybe a frost, February time frame. So I'm going to try to up pot a couple of these, do a little bit of experimenting. And here I've got some solo cups, just red solo cups. I drilled some holes in them. Of course, a little grow pot here with the holes in the bottom, a little water bottle with some holes in it. And while I've not done this, I know many others have and been successful at it because I've seen their success. And so that's what we're going to do today is I'm going to up pot a couple of these. I up potted this one yesterday just to check it out, and this was one of the Celebrations, and it looks like it's doing real good. I checked it this morning and put it under the grow light last night, and then checked it this morning, and it looked like just the way the distance between the bulb and the plant looked like it had grown 1/8 of an inch or so overnight. So that was looking real good. But that's what we're going to do this year, is do a little bit of experimenting. Opportunity for me to learn something new about tomatoes. Like I said, normally I just plant Celebration and go with what we get. And we use a lot of tomatoes here at our place. We like them fresh. We can a lot of them. We freeze them. We make a lot of salsa, eat a lot of salsa throughout the year. And I'm sure that Nan will be sharing her recipe with us somewhere along the line and making up a batch of salsa. But today, what I'm going to do is, like I said, just drill some holes, put in a little bit of potting soil. And the one I'm using today is just a Jiffy Mix that I got down at the box store. And that's what I started all of these plants with. So I'm just going to take some of this Jiffy Mix, put it in here, and put our little seedlings in there, and then just top it off just like we did this one here. And see what kind of result we get. We'll just keep an eye on it. And throughout the growing season, I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a different experiment too. And we'll video that. We'll share that along the way. But one of my uncles, who is a real good gardener, I think is probably in the mid-80s, something like that, maybe early 90s, but it's been quite a few years ago. He done a little experiment with his tomatoes, and he grew several plants and took a couple of those plants and just pinched off the bulk of the blooms that was on that plant, forcing that plant to put all of its energy into just a precious few tomatoes. And his experiment was to see how big of a tomato he could grow. And he did. He grew, there were a couple on this one particular plant that I'm talking about that grew some pretty good sized tomatoes. I don't remember the exact weight of it. I do recall that them things were like this big around. They may have been close to 3 pounds. My memory, I stand to be corrected there. My memory may not be correct, but they were big nonetheless. You can tell they made an impression on me, how big they were. In fact, I asked him if I could take them to work and show the guys that I worked with just how big of tomatoes that he had grown. And so I think I'm going to do that this year, just to play around a little bit and pick me out a couple of these plants. I've got, like I said, super beefsteak and a beefsteak back behind me, and I may pick a couple of those plants and you know, just play with them and see how big that we can grow a tomato. That seemed like a fun idea to try. But that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm just going to go ahead and up pot these, get them ready for the garden. Like I say, it's still too early to put them out. And but I've got these transplants. I want to just play around a little bit and see what we wind up with. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much for taking time and stopping by. And we'll make more videos of these guys along the way. So God bless. You all take care. And we'll see you on the next one.